Captain Brian Bowling, and I am the Formation Europe Chaplain for Northern Europe. I'm really glad you're able to join me today. Today, I'd like to talk about making rituals count, developing an awareness and marking significant and everyday events in our lives. I want to start probably unexpectedly by defining a word. And the word is liminal. Have you ever heard the word liminal? Most people haven't actually, but I bet you know its cousin word, subliminal. Subliminal, that which is below our conscious. Liminal means that which we are aware of. And the word liminal comes from the Latin word limen, which means threshold, like in a doorway. A liminal space, therefore, refers to a place a person is during a transitional period. It's a gap and can be physical, like a doorway. It could be emotional, like a loss of a loved one, or it could be metaphorical, like a time when one needs to make a big decision. In fact, if you think about it, we're all living in liminal times. We're all caught in a moment between that which used to be and that of what is to become. Liminal moments have three phases: separation, liminality, and incorporation. In the first phase, a person begins to withdraw from their formal role. The liminal or transitional period marks the in-between phase, when a person has ended one chapter but still hasn't reached the other. And finally, the transformation is completed in the incorporation phase. Think, if you will, of the birth cycle. You have the developing child in the womb, you have the actual birthing process, and then you have been born. And if you think about it, every moment we experience in life is some kind of repetition of this experience. You know, your child never went to school. The first day of school, your child now is a student, or a first apartment, or a new job, or a new posting, or retiring, or everything. Kind of have these phases where we weren't part of it yet. We're in the middle deciding whether we're going there, and we go through it and we transform. So why is this important? Because we have a tendency to simply celebrate the big milestone events in life. But here's a little secret. It's the little ones that make the biggest difference. So why is it important to identify liminal moments? And what can we do to mark these moments, right? Life has this really funny way of unfolding. Time often feels fluid. You know, sometimes it feels like time flies by, and other times it just seems to drag on, right? So because of that, we human beings have a tendency to overlook the mundane, the regular occurring things in life, and think of them as humdrum or expected or even boring. But instead, if we can start to focus on the everyday and elevate it to the sacred, the special, or the amazing, we enhance our perception and connection with all that we experience. Now, please understand, I'm not talking about religion here, although for some it may be true. Rather, I'm speaking about taking that which we tend to take for granted and setting it aside as a liminal or transitional moment, one that we pause to recognize, appreciate, and are grateful for. For example, we can create this really simply. How about a family meal? Pick a day, a time, and an event. Maybe you're more of a brunch person or a dinner person or a lunch person, or maybe it's a big breakfast. Set it up, set it aside, make it special, turn off the outside world, be in the moment together, schedule it so it happens. I bet you'll find so much joy in it that you want to schedule it again. Make it a regular occurring thing. Or take a walk in nature, alone or with friends. And mark that moment. Before you leave the house, I'm going to go out for a walk. Go enjoy that walk. Be in the moment. When you come back, think about the gratitude of that experience you just had. or celebrate the first of first things. There's so many first things in life. When we look down, when we break it down to its core, there's so many firsts. There's a first day of a posting. There's a first day of school. There's a first day of a new job. There's a first time we use an air fryer. I don't know, whatever it is, be grateful for it and recognize it and make something out of it. If we take those little things and make them bigger, our life tends to become fuller. So listen, I said celebrate the little things and the first of first, and also we're going to celebrate the big things, but what about celebrating the 10th of something or the 30th of something or what have you? Think about all those things and incorporate them into your life. Another example is before posting, gather your family, pour a glass of wine or maybe mugs of hot chocolate and toast the good times that you had in your home. Ask those gathered to share a memory about what made them happy about this place that you're going to leave behind, and about what hopes and dreams that they have in the new place that they're going to. The opportunities are limitless, and the more creative one is, the more meaningful it'll become. And depending on the age of your kids and the willingness of your partner, perhaps this is something that you do as a group. Perhaps you start off by doing it personally. Perhaps you start by organizing something for your family unit, but then maybe you have a sit down with everyone and say, hey, we want to do something special. We want to mark a liminal moment in our family. Does anyone have any suggestions? One thing's for certain. The more we pause, reflect, and connect with ourselves and with those we choose to share our lives with, the more we stop and smell the roses, the more we find, connect, and celebrate with what makes our lives unique, wonderful, and the gifts that they are, the more we will find peace, contentment, and satisfaction. Thanks for joining me today.